guilty in a sex trafficking trial that today completed 2 weeks of emotional testimony and more than 100 pieces of evidence.
NTV's Danielle Shenk has been covering the trial since day number 1, and she has much more on the verdict from day number 10.
Count 1, first-degree sexual assault of a child, guilty.
Billy Quinn was found guilty on 13 of his 14 total counts. The only count he was found not guilty on was the first-degree sexual assault. All this comes after a morning full of intense closing arguments.
He knew that before October 1st, 2019, that she was 15 years of age. And while it doesn't matter for count 1, it obliterates what they want you to believe.
The defense argued there was no government-provided document for the victim, questioning just how old she really was.
The government didn't prove age or when her birthday is beyond a reasonable doubt. This isn't just between 15 and 16 in a few months. This is, we don't know how old she is. All we know is that she was participating in adult behavior and she wasn't going to school like kids do.
And if you don't want to believe, I'd ask you again, can you believe Billy and what his intent was in this whole process?
The defense had also questioned whether the alleged victim had access to Quinn's computers.
You heard from Bob Mustin that the 2 different times he came back to Green Acres, Candace was in there alone. She had unfettered access to that computer. So she is in the same space as the computer with access to it. And we don't know one way or the other, 50-50, aka reasonable doubt, whether she accessed it because the government never tested it.
What we heard is a vixen, is a liar. The state of Nebraska is, motivated by building its numbers for human trafficking cases. The cops screwed up the DNA. The cops didn't look for fingerprints. The cops didn't look for DNA. Blame the police, blame the prosecutors, blame the victim. Sure, that's one way to cast reasonable doubt. But the other reason for it is to misdirect you from all those text messages.
Ultimately, the testimony provided by 30 witnesses and the over 150 pieces of evidence were enough to convict Quinn of his crimes.
Court accepts the verdicts of the jury, finds the defendant guilty of counts 1 through 3 and 5 through 14.
Quinn will be sentenced on September 15th at 1:15 p.m. in the Furnace County Courthouse. Reporting in Beaver City, I'm Danielle Shenk.
Danielle, thank you for all that coverage from day 1 on. And Nebraska Attorney General Doug Peterson commenting tonight on the verdict saying, quote, "I appreciate the hard work and time commitment given by the Furnace County jury to reach this verdict. I want to thank our team of experienced prosecutors along with the Furnace County attorney for their professional presentation of the evidence. Thank you also to the team of investigators and law enforcement for their dedication and excellent efforts to bring this case to justice. Finally, I want to thank the victim for having the strength to come forward with the truth," end quote.